Hello Classic Crew, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about how to be attractive and modest with a bigger chest. If you are new to my channel, here we talk about classic living and traditional values, and I would love if you would consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. If you'd like access to a ton of exclusive content, including my book club, my AV club, my Zoom girl chats, and a weekly article, make sure to head over to classicallyabby.substack.com. I recently got an email from someone who is a subscriber on my Substack asking me about how to dress modestly with a bigger bust, and kind of discussing how it can be unfair that women with a different body type can wear something that's more clingy, more low cut, and it would still be within the realm of modest. And if you have a bigger chest, that's not accessible to you. And I totally get it. I mean, I live with that problem. But I also think that modesty is really important, and I embrace modesty, and I think it's a really beautiful thing. So today I actually want to give some tips on how to dress modestly with a big chest, but will still look attractive and beautiful, and not just covering everything up and wearing things that make you look like a tent, because that is a real risk. Let me tell you, a real risk with having a big chest is wearing stuff that will make you look heavier than you are, because it doesn't taper in and show that you have a smaller waist or a smaller figure. So I'm excited to get into today's video, and let's start chatting about it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to chat about is recognizing that your body can cross over into sexy very easily, which is a compliment to your body type. I think when a bigger busted woman sees a woman who's a little bit more straight up and down or has a smaller chest wearing something that we wish we could wear, we get jealous. We feel like, oh, I just want to be able to wear that clothing. Why is everyone putting on me that I have to wear something different to be modest when she can wear the exact same thing and look modest and I can't? The truth is that it should be a compliment to you that your body type is one that can take something that might just look like a shirt on someone else and look very sexy on you. You have a very beautiful body, and that is why you can't wear certain things that another woman can wear and just not look as sexy. When you have a lot of curves, then you do have to be a little bit more judicious about what you wear, because when you wear certain things, you are going to look very attractive and attracting. I am pro looking attractive. I think it's nice to look beautiful, but attracting attention to your figure, that is not as conducive to getting what you really want. When people are distracted by your figure, then maybe they're not really talking to you, and they're getting distracted by your body and not getting in touch with you and your personality. So even though it's really frustrating that you can't just pick up anything that someone else could wear and put it on, because it will be more low cut on you, it'll show more cleavage, it'll show more curves, recognize that that's because you have a very beautiful body. Now, that's not to say that someone with a smaller chest has an ugly body. Not at all. I think that you can have a beautiful figure across a range and across a spectrum of all different kinds of body types. But if you are curvy and you have a bigger chest, you will veer into sexy territory more quickly than someone who has a different body type than you do. And with that in mind, that leads us to number 2, which is aim for beautiful over sexy. I think it's really easy when you have a body type that does veer into sexy territory to lean into that and to want to look more sexy because it's easy. But what is actually better and takes a little bit more skill is dressing in ways that are beautiful, dressing in ways that are flattering, that accentuate certain beautiful parts of your body, but don't make the focus how sexy your body looks. So if you can focus on looking really beautiful, then you can choose clothing that you love, that is attractive, but doesn't make the focus these sexy features. Okay, number 3 is a piece of practical advice, and that is wear V-necks with a cami underneath. So V-necks are very good if you have a bigger chest, because if you wear something really high-necked, sometimes that can make your chest look even bigger, whereas wearing something V-neck tricks the eye into thinking that your chest actually looks a little bit smaller. But instead of just wearing a V-neck and then immediately drawing attention to your cleavage, because that's what's gonna happen, wear a cami underneath to cover your cleavage. So you're getting the visual of a V-neck, but you're also staying modest by covering your cleavage. I do this all the time. I have a ton of camis that I wear. One of them is actually very close to my skin tone, so it doesn't detract from the neckline, but it does cover up what I would like covered up. And that allows you to remain attractive and beautiful, but modest at the same time. And you're doing something that actually is very flattering for your bigger bust, but doesn't lead people to look right into your cleavage. Number 4 is wear dresses that cinch in at the waist. I think that that's a really easy way to show that you have a beautiful figure instead of having that tent effect when you wear something baggy. When a lot of the clothes that are available to us now are big sweaters, big shirts, dresses that have no shape. And that really doesn't work great on a figure with a bigger chest because it creates that tent effect where the fabric flows away from the body and it looks like the end point for your whole body is the end point of your chest. So instead, wear things that cinch at the waist, wear belts, wear things that have a seam at the waist and then flow out so that you're constantly showing that taper effect and it can still flatter your body while not needing to be skin tight. One of the things I also want to mention is that it can be frustrating that it feels like a lot of fashion today is more geared towards women who have less of a curvy body type. And I think it's not just that women who have a less curvy body type can wear clothes that make you look sexy. It's also like vice versa, that the women who have less of a curvy body type can wear baggier things and it will look flattering on them and it won't look flattering on you. So that is a frustrating thing. So we want to walk that fine line of wearing clothing that is fitted, but not so fitted that we see every lump and bump, and that doesn't necessarily need to show off your chest. I mean, you don't want to wear things that show, like I had a friend in high school, for example, who could wear like scoop neck t-shirts and she just didn't have a very big chest. So it really just was kind of just skin up here. And if I wore that same shirt, it would be really inappropriate. So I didn't wear that shirt and she did, and it was annoying and it made sense. Like, you can't argue with reality. Just because you want to be able to wear certain things that your friend is wearing, it doesn't mean that you can, because it's going to look different on you. In the same way that there are some clothes that will be flattering on you that won't be flattering on her. So that's a really good thing to remember, is that you have to accept that there are things that you just aren't going to wear. Maybe they are flattering on you, but they're too flattering. And maybe they're not flattering on you and they won't look good on you. Number 5 is wear fitted tops, but not too fitted. So I have a lot of tops that I really love because they're like t-shirts, but they do kind of hug my body. But the fabric is not that fabric that is like and shows everything. It just hugs my curves in a way that's really not totally distracting. So if you can find tops that are fitted and that do come in under your bust so that you can show that you have a thinner waist, then that's the best option for a more casual shirt. Number 6 is wear fitted clothing with an open button down over the top. This is one of my favorite kind of fashion hacks. Is I have some dresses that are really fitted that if I just wore without anything over the top, it would probably be a little too sexy. And so what I choose to wear is a button down over the top, or a long cardigan or something like that, that kind of creates space between the fitted dress and the cardigan. And then you're not getting just like the full effect of a really tight dress. Now, I think you're still getting a very flattering appearance because you're seeing that underneath that blouse or underneath that cardigan, you can see shape, but you're not seeing the whole shape. And I think that that's a really easy way to define your figure without drawing attention to your figure. Last but not least is wear fitted bottoms with blousier tops. So I'm not the biggest fan of just wearing big blousy tops because I do think that they are imbalanced with a bigger chest. But sometimes that's all that's available. Like, that is the style right now. So if you're gonna do that, wear a fitted pant, wear skinny jeans, wear leggings if your top comes all the way down and covers your bottom. Wear things that are tight on the bottom so you can see that you have a more tapered figure, and then a looser top because that's what's available. And then at least people can see that you are thinner than what it may appear if you just wore a very long blousey dress. I always used to call the graduation gowns that I had to wear growing up, when I graduated from high school and then from college, I always called those actual tents because it was just like a sheet and it just hung straight down and it was so unflattering. So yeah, that is how I think you can dress in a really attractive and modest way, even with a bigger bust. These are the tips and tricks that I use all the time, and I still feel absolutely beautiful. I feel attractive. And I always think that, people get annoyed that they can't just wear whatever they want. But if you view choosing clothing and finding clothing as a treasure hunt and as an opportunity to learn what looks good on you and figure out your sense of style, instead of I just want to be able to wear whatever I want, it's I have honed what looks good on me, then it's fun and that's cool. Like, we tend to be in an era, this is a big philosophical thought, but we tend to be in an era of I want to do whatever I want, as opposed to I want to get good at honing a craft, or I want to get good at learning how to perfect things. And instead of saying I want to wear what everyone else is wearing, why don't we go into the era of I want to learn how to dress my body and make it look as good as I can. So those are my thoughts for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already, and make sure to head over to my Substack. If you haven't followed me on social media, it's at Classically Abby, absolutely everywhere. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!